philosophy that will allow us to lose weight and waste. Proper food combining simply says that uh, what you eat and what you eat it with makes a difference on how the stomach will digest the food that you eat. Remember that the body doesn't care about the taste of the food. Really, I mean, the tongue does, your mouth does. But what the body wants when you eat is to receive all the nutrients and vitamins that it requires in order to live. And we know that today, because of the processed foods that we eat and the fast foods that we eat, and that we're not getting 100% of the nutrients from the foods that we eat. Well, when you combine that with the fact that we're also are improperly combining our foods, which stops the digestion process. And keep in mind that if there's no digestion process, then the body cannot benefit from the nutrients that's in the food, because the food's not being digested. And so, all things being equal, what we say with proper food combining is uh, that you should never combine a protein, and protein are all flesh foods. We're going to talk about meats, no matter what type of meat it is. It doesn't matter whether it's pork or fish or beef or chicken or poultry, whatever. But that we never want to combine a protein with the starch. A starch would be uh, a baked potato, a French fry, pasta, those kinds of things that we don't want to combine with. That when we combine a protein with a starch, the stomach, it will digest it. However, it will not digest it right away because the stomach uses a different enzyme to break down a combination of protein and a starch, right? I mean, and so in order to to digest the the protein, the body will use like an acid, and I won't get technical with the words, type of enzyme to break down the protein. In order to break down the starch, the body will use an alkaline, a substance. And if you know chemistry, whenever you put together an acid and an alkaline in the same, or a base in the same area, they neutralize each other. So every time that you eat a protein, a meat product, and a starch together, right? In America, we talk about, baked potatoes and steak, you know, uh, uh, fried chicken and mashed potatoes. I mean, think about it, pasta, lasagna. Our whole diet is based off this 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 way of eating that is detrimental to our body digesting and benefiting from the nutrients. Keep in mind that when the protein and the starch together in the stomach, and they bring the acid and the alkaline together and they neutralize, that means that the food in the stomach is not digesting. It's just sitting there. And you know that if something just sits there and it doesn't digest, then it spoils, right? It putrefies, right? And you know that because you begin to get indigestion and you want to reach for the Rolex or for the Tums or for the Alka-Seltzer, right? You want to reach for it because you want to get an anti-acid to destroy the acid that's been built up in your stomach there. No digestion. If there's no digestion, guess what? There's no nutrients. And you're not benefiting from the nutrients. And so you're feeling full, gassy, bloated, and yet you're still hungry and your stomach is big, because your body has not digested that protein and starch, because and the body had not used the nutrients in there, the make you feel vital and have vitality. And so 3 or 4 days later, maybe 5 days later, you may have a bowel movement. You may feel constipated. It won't be an easy movement. And of course, all the time, since the body does not digest and burn that food up, that food becomes fat, and the body begins to store that fat in different places in the body. It's like a cycle that happens over and over again, right? And this is what America does every day. We make this mistake every day. When you combine that with the fact that we don't allow the elimination process to take place, going back to our natural body cycle, then we find out what America's big fat problem, what the world's big fat problem is, as opposed to proper a properly combined food would be any kind of meat product and any type of vegetable. Not fruit, because fruit is a different animal all by itself. But we just want to be sure that in this discussion, and you try it. You try it for 7 days. Try combining your food with. If you're gonna have a meat, build your meal around that, and put a vegetable, maybe a salad, a couple of vegetables with it. But let's not do meat and starch, steak and potatoes, basically, lasagna, any kind of pasta and meat together, because you're going to find that it will cause the indigestion that takes place. Going to stop right there. By the way, another properly combined meal can be no meat at all. It can be a starch and a vegetable. Thanksgiving dinner, have all the sides. No meat. A properly combined meal at Thanksgiving dinner would be no turkey, no ham, no beef, no brisket, no nothing. Just all the sides. You'll be full, but I tell you what, you'll be having energy while everybody else is asleep on the side watching a movie. I'm going to stop right there. This is the beginning conversation that we're having about trophology, the science of proper food combining. All right, put me to the test. A 7-day test, proper food combining, a starch and vegetables, or a meat and vegetables. I'll talk to you about fruit and talk to you about milk in our upcoming conversations.